Katie Bachman, and I was the role of Cherry Pop.
My name is Bethany Hoover, and I played Mary Abstein.
Norman Alexander, Chad Quarterback, of course. You'll love to see it.
JT Hirschberger, and I played Eddie.
My name is Bruce Clapp, and I played the groundskeeper and Hellfire Hades.
My name is William Clapp, and I am the creator, the director, the producer, the writer, and the editor, as well as wardrobe, cinematographer.
Let me explore the sensuality and sexuality that I never ever got to personify before. It was fun.
It was fun.
I like acting like a bimbo.
I felt very typecast by the director, who is a close personal friend of mine. It was a lot of fun. Me and Mary we're similar in some ways and very dissimilar in others. The wig was itchy and it squished my head. But it was fun, being Mary and getting to have this, dry sass and, give these lines that are quick jokes and, just kind of be a grumpy, tight person for some hours at midnight.
It was a little interesting having to go back and try to channel the 80s feel, but for the most part it was a lot of fun playing a stoner from the 80s who, plot twist, killed everybody.
It was different. It was fun, but I'm not like a jerk in real life, so don't hate me. But I had a lot of fun with it. It was a different acting task, and I think I did the character justice, so it was fun.
The groundskeeper was fine. It was amusing in the fact that I had a bit more freedom than Hellfire. Hellfire, you really couldn't see anything through that mask, and I was laughing 3 times as loud as you heard, just to be heard.
Directing itself, it was definitely daunting at first, because most projects I'm in, I'm acting, and I love acting, but I really wanted to take a step back and, be behind the camera and, expressing my creative vision overall. The first day was definitely the most daunting, but after that, I got a lot more confident, a lot more in the groove, a lot more communicative, and I got more ideas as we started going on and on and on, and it was just, directing was a lot of fun, and the overall process was just a blast that I am so happy to have been able to make happen.
Well, at first I was very nervous because I was worried I wasn't going to get my lines down because I didn't rehearse it a lot. Well, I mean, I did, but okay, you can skip it. It was very fun. I will say I wish we had more together rehearsals, but other than that, I had a blast.
I had a lot of fun. I really enjoy doing these kinds of things, especially with a bunch of people that I know, or, well, in this case, with one person that I know. But the cast was a lot of fun to work with, and the scenes were a lot of fun to do, and it was a really good time. My only complaint is the mosquitoes. So many mosquitoes.
At first, I'll be blunt, I was a little skeptical coming into this, but I'm glad that I did. It was a lot of fun. Got to meet a lot of new people. It was a very fun experience.
For me personally, I had a blast. I thought everyone got along really, really well. I thought everyone had the same energy. There was no negative energy. It was a lot of fun, but it was also very professional as well. So it was kind of like a 50-50 split. Half the time there was lots of jokes and laughing and things like that, but then there were also like moments where it's like, okay guys, let's be serious, let's get the shot, we're losing the sunlight, and like stuff like that. So it was very fun, very professional. I enjoyed everyone, met some pretty cool people, and I'm overall satisfied.
Sleep deprived.
Anything else?
Well, the filming took place in the dark at night, and we weren't finishing until 2 and 3 in the morning most of the time. Otherwise, it was pretty good. I will say, though, I don't know if you caught my cameo, as I slept in the tent when tent was in the background. So, but I was there. It's a real tent.
I talked about directing a lot. Writing, spent a lot of time writing in my house. I also, for days that I was like kind of struggling with it, I went to a nearby coffee shop, which is like very cliche, but it did help the change of environment. Yes, it was like kind of a parody, spoofy, campy, but there was a bit of subversion with it too while writing. There was like a lot of, not necessarily twists, but things that I did that weren't exactly by the 80s horror book. For example, the Virgin is not, holy and innocent. She's kind of a bitch, and she dies first. And ironically enough, her death was by fire. The pothead wasn't just entirely for, laughs, because he's like so lackadaisy and whatnot. He actually turned out to be a bit of a psycho and planned the whole thing for them to all die. Slutty Bimbo, she actually turned out to have a bit of initiative here and there, and she would like, kind of lead things and carry on. And okay, I guess Chad Quarterback wasn't that subversive, but
no, Chad was pretty pretty tropey.
Tropey, yeah.
But he needed at least one.
No, yeah, Norman did a great job with him. And Hellfire Hades also wasn't super subversive either. I felt like he was definitely, at least I was trying to make it authentic towards a true 80s style horror villain. Other than that, I think editing went pretty well overall, and the music, of course, by Pulp Phonics, who my brother is actually, a member of the band, and they did a great job with it. Soundtrack was just no complaints there. Yeah, I think that covers it.
Ooh, when your dad hit JT in the balls with the chain. Oh my god, that was funny.
My favorite story is actually getting myself to scream. I've never really screamed before in my life, and so having to kind of like work up the courage to scream especially like for a mini audience, the cast and crew, was a lot of fun. But they all really supported me in that. I was being all nervous and coy, and they were like, oh, well, let's all scream so that, Bethany feels comfortable screaming, and it was very sweet. I had a lot of fun with that.
That's about it.
That's it?
No, just cracking all the jokes on set. Even though it took long periods of time just to film a couple scenes, it still was just a lot of fun. Definitely would do it again.
It's not bomb diggity. I'll tell you that. Fun memory. Everything was fun. Like doing the script readings, that was fun. Shooting stuff for bloopers. Just hanging out casually. Everything was pretty much fun. There was never really a dull moment, in my opinion. It was just lots of fun, man. Like running around the woods, getting to wear the Hellfire costume and everything like that. That was a highlight as well. Although short-lived, very, very cool experience.
Yes, in the first death scene for Cherry Pop, we had the blood balloon inside the head, and as I went to squeeze it, it shot out the neck and landed on the ground, which kind of spoiled the shot. But the prop crew was ready with a second balloon, and so the second shot is what we see in the movie.
JT getting hit in the balls was a lot of fun, as well as Eddie, JT gesturing like this to the cousin, because every time we filmed that, Norman kept laughing, and it was really funny because him laughing made me laugh, and it's just a chain reaction from there. I'm gonna watch this later and think like, oh, I should have mentioned that story or this story, but the truth is, pretty much the whole thing was just a fun experience overall, and I just have so many memories that I'm just never gonna forget from this project.
All friends. All very good people who know how to have a good time.
Working with the cast was a lot of fun. Everybody kind of fell in love with their characters over the course of filming. Everybody was very nice and polite to each other. We all became pretty fast friends together, especially because it was so late at night, and you know, and we were all tired together and ate pizza together and tried to memorize our lines together, and it was really fun.
Working with the cast, like I said, meeting a whole bunch of new people, it was fun. It was just getting to know everybody. It was just a blast. Working with everybody was so cool.
Yeah, everyone was fun, man. It was kind of weird because like we had this group chat on the phone and everything, but no one really spoke at first. But then once we all met in person, that's when I felt like everyone kind of vibed and got, you know, comfortable with each other. So I felt like everyone just matched each other's energy. Everyone had, you know, something to bring to the table. Everyone, you know, had something special and unique about themselves. So I thought that everyone was overall pretty cool, pretty fun, very professional, and pretty hilarious people.
There's very little working with the cast, actually. I only killed them as Hellfire, or which required no real lines of any sort. And then there was the let's go into the woods and get yelled at by the groundskeeper part, which it's too bad we didn't use the very first take, because I did get a real jump out of somebody. I think it was Cherry. So that was fine, though. But it was fun. It was fun overall.
Which actor was the easiest to work with?
Which actor was the easiest
And
to
why?
work with? And why? I guess I'd have to go with Katie. And I didn't really have a hard time with any of the actors. I've already known her for a while, and when I pitched this role to her, she was so excited because she really wanted to play the hot, slutty bimbo. And she totally rocked it. I really, and nothing, like, not to say, like, she was my favorite or anything like that, but just in terms of, like, how comfortable she was in the role, it was almost effortless, I think. I guess I'd go with Katie was the easiest, but at the same time, I really didn't have an issue with anybody.
Alright, so who was the worst to work with?
Oh, man. Okay, I'm looking at the camera for this. My dad, he was... Okay, he played the groundskeeper, right? So, we shoot in 2 weeks, and I give him the script. He has 7 lines for it's scene 2 that he's in. He has 7 lines he needs to memorize. I email him the script twice, 3 weeks ahead of time. Another week goes, I email it to him again, and he claims he doesn't have it, and I just straight up printed it for him, only his lines, and I highlighted them and scratched out any lines that he didn't need. 7 lines, mind you, and maybe one of them was sort of monologue-ish. I think it was the line with the Hellfire Hades, that line, but 7 lines. We're getting into filming 2 days before, still hasn't touched the script. Day of filming, hours before, I'm begging him, I need you to memorize this, please. And he's like, all right, yeah, I'll look at it. And, like, he's my dad, so, like, there's some leeway with that. But he, like, kind of glossed over, he's like, okay, you know, he's just totally gonna Robert De Niro this, or whatever. But the day of filming, we get there. His lines are coming up, and most of his lines you hear in the movie are improvised. I mean, some of them, yes, we had to, like, you know, stop filming for a bit, tell him the line, get him to, like, recite it. But, like, there's so many things he says, like, your mothers won't recognize you. I never wrote that. It works. I never wrote that, though. There's a few other things. Beelzebub's twin brother. I don't know who Beelzebub is. What is a Beelzebub? There was other things he said. And it turned back now, I did right. But the point is, he did not memorize anything. He was a total diva on set and just did his own thing throughout. Bethany is laughing behind camera because she knows it's true.
I'm laughing because you described your dad as a diva.
It's true. I think he did a great job, and it was fun working with him. But at the same time, he was the most difficult to work with. I hope that answers the question.
Kind of embarrassing. I don't like watching myself on camera.
Because you died twice.
I'm probably dying eternally. But no, it was quite the sight.
Watching my death was interesting. Like I said, I'm close personal friends with the director, so I got to see some of the cuts before anybody else. So I was the first one to see myself die. For me, it was a bit different because, you know, there's that cut to the mannequin, so it really isn't me, and you could very clearly tell that it's a mannequin. But I really, really was proud of that scream that I ended up giving for the cut.
Filming my death was very interesting because we tried to see how far we could actually take it with it to make it more look like I was actually getting choked. There was a point in time where in the script it said I was supposed to be dragged across, and I was a little bit. I may have got some dirt in my pants, but it was worth it. And just watching it, it was just so funny to watch. Oh shit! I forgot about that. What was he doing? He was like swinging his chain around.
He had
a lot
like
of the
too
time,
much.
right?
I think he had like too much slack, and then
He was trying to throw the chain over my head, and it had too much slack and actually nailed me straight in the nuts. I even told him, "Hey, don't fucking hit me in the nuts," and he does it anyways. I forgot completely about that.
I had a lot of fun shooting it. That was the last thing that we shot for the movie, and I remember shooting it, and after we finished, all I hear is Will, and he's like, that was good. And like Austin as well, so I felt satisfied with it. I tried my best to make it look real and authentic, and also try to get it all done in like one take, because you know you don't want the blood all over yourself and stuff like that, especially when we're in the middle of the woods, you know. So I tried my best to get it in one take, and I was pretty satisfied with it. I think I sold it really, really well, and watching it was equally as cool, because I'm like, dude, I deserve an Oscar for this, man. I think it looked really good, and I was satisfied with it. It was really cool. So the death overall, from experiencing it and doing it to watching it, I was pretty cool and satisfied with it.
Well, because as you're killing them, with the exception of what the mask limits your range of vision, but in the process of doing any of it, you have panoramic vision, because that's the way your eyes work, unless you're the director, and he's looking through a camera and he's half blind, but that's beside the point. But so the camera shrinks and focuses down to what is shown. So in the second death scene for Cherry, it worked out much better than I thought it was going to, because of the focus of the cameras, and then there was a lot of movie magic going on. Didn't know Chad was shaking that much when he was injecting his steroids, you know, his head popping back and forth, things of that nature. So overall, you don't know what you're going to get at the end, because it's the vision of the whoever's splicing film together and audio.
For Norman, filming his death was my favorite, just because I got to like hold the camera, really be in it, immerse myself in it, and you know, watching him wail away at my dad, watching him inject himself with a needle, which is totally steroids, and watching him spit out the blood, because you see like the light in his eyes, and it's just like, I was just really proud of it, just making it. So if I'm going by my favorite death making, I'd say Chad's, but favorite watching, it's Cherry's by like a little bit.
I'm actually genuinely impressed by your craftsmanship. Yes. I thought it was really good. It was really funny. I didn't expect to actually genuinely laugh at that. But no, it was very funny. Good shit.
I'm pretty proud of Hellfire Hades. I know I did scant little for the production of the show. Will did more than the lion's share of work for it. But I think it stands up pretty well. It's pretty funny. It's pretty entertaining to watch. You know, it's not like... It's certainly no Citizen Kane, but it's really, really fun.
I am very happy with the work I put in overall, and the results with how everything looked after. I would definitely be putting this on my resume for features.
Oh yeah, I'm proud of it. Yeah, I'm okay with it, man. It was nice to have the technical, I guess, leading role in it. So I didn't really feel pressured, honestly, because I'm so used to being in front of the cameras and everything like that. So overall, it was pretty cool. I thought I did a good job with it. So overall, I was pretty satisfied.
Yes, I was pleased with it. It worked out very well. I'm still waiting for my check, but that's okay. I've been told it's in the mail. And I hear the property owner hasn't been paid yet, but that's, it's all production company things that, I don't deal with.
Absolutely not. It was awful. No, no, it was. I am extremely proud of Hellfire Hades Attacks in the 1980s. It was. Oh man, there's so many things I could say, but I just enjoyed every second of making it. I didn't even know if it was going to be a thing. I considered putting it on the back burner before I started writing it because I was like, I doubt it'd go anywhere. But I'm glad I powered through and reached out and made it happen. Yeah, no, I don't have much to say there. I'm extremely proud of it, and I'm sure in 5 years I'll look back on it and maybe cringe a little or think it's a little oh, I could have done that better. I mean, there's still things here and there I think I could have done better, but overall, I am so proud, not just of the final product, but like everyone involved as a whole. It was just it was great.
No. He's really not. He's kind of cute. He's kind of cute.
Hellfire Hades was much scarier in the movie than filming the movie. I met Will's dad before we filmed, and he's just this jovial guy who's so easy to get along with, so it's hard to be scared of him when he puts on a silly rubber mask and wraps chains around his arms and is complaining in between takes about how bad the mask smells. But when I was actually filming the scene where I die, it was a little intimidating, trying to put myself in that headspace to be scared of Hades himself. But no, even in the movie, Hellfire Hades is not that scary to me.
No. In my opinion, it was just more of like a spoof or a satire on the 80s horror genre, which it did its job. It was a lot of fun and it was funny.
Not really. When you're a foot taller than Hellfire Hades, it wasn't that scary for me. Just because Mr. Clapp, he has this energy that he has a good personality, so he's tons of fun. So he's not actually gonna hurt you, with the exception of JT, unfortunately. But no, not necessarily scary, but definitely entertaining.
I was inside Hellfire Hades. Was I afraid of myself? Only that I might fall off the stool or run into something and trip and fall. I would suggest that there were some moments in the filming that were scary. Swinging real chains over someone's head and trying not to hurt them and then hurting them, as you see in the outtakes. I'm glad he's okay. I think he'll be able to have children. But yeah, that would be the only thing that was scary to me.
No. I never intended on him really being truly scary. I implemented some 80s horror stuff in there, but yeah, no, he's not scary, and especially not while filming. It was more so funny, if anything, because there was one time while filming, he tripped. It was not completely faceplant, but no, he just stumbled while walking, and for Cherry's last death, I had to tap him to cue him because he couldn't see through the mask. I had to tap him to go around the tree when it was appropriate, and no, he wasn't scary.
Costume, especially the fact that I couldn't even wear the original costume. I had to put a skirt over it because I was wearing a thong, basically. If the leotard, you're going to have to cut this out. The leotard was uncomfortable, and the wig was mighty uncomfortable, but I looked hot in it.
The only hardship from filming is that Will has no sense of time. He'll be like, oh, this shoot will only take 4 hours, but then it takes 6. Oh, we'll definitely be done by midnight, and then it's 2 a.m. and I'm still in the woods in his backyard. And, you know, it's, I complain and I complain, but I still showed up every time for filming almost. And it was so much fun that I really enjoyed it even when we went over.
The one hardship that happened during filming was when we were filming the spell, doing the spell chant, and I had a live cigarette in my mouth the whole entire time. And while we did, what was it, like 5 takes or something? With everybody's perspective, it was just like, that cigarette was just burning in my mouth the entire time, and I had the smoke just going straight into my eyes, burning. If you could actually see a little bit, you could see sometimes my eye was like tearing up from all that pain. But other than that, nothing too bad.
The bomb diggity line will haunt me for the rest of my life. And my shoes were destroyed. I was able to recover them with lots of bleach and a toothbrush. But other than that, I had a great experience, met some pretty cool people, got to do something different. So overall, I really enjoyed myself. I had a blast.
Well, the hardship was it was August, even though it was the middle of the night, and the mask was all-encompassing, meaning it covered all the way down. There was no opening in the back, per se, and the eyes are just slits. So very hot inside the mask, very limiting in vision and, as I've said, and even hearing. Needed to be led around a little bit, that sort of thing. And driving a car wearing the mask is not exactly fun. You see the car swerving around, that's real.
I just remembered, airplanes were a huge issue while filming, because we would be trying to record dialogue and all of a sudden the mic is picking up an airplane. We gotta, hold on. Honestly, airplanes was probably the biggest, if I'm being honest. That probably covers the majority of them. I'm sure there's a few little things here and there, but yeah. Airplanes, time management, and occasional weather hiccups. But other than that, it went pretty well.
No. I thought I was going to say something, but I didn't want to.
If you got nothing, you got nothing.
I got nothing.
Please support Will in IWP Iron Will Productions. Support Pulp Phonics, which is the wonderful band that made all of the music for the movie. Will has a brilliant mind, and I'm sure he's coming up with the next film already. And every comment, tell Will, where's Hellfire Hades 2? We're waiting, Hellfire Hades 2!
You guys watching this, I hope you enjoyed the whole entire film. It was just a blast doing this whole thing, and I hope that reflects into the movie, that you guys get the same enjoyment as we did out of it.
You guys are the best. Thank you guys for watching it, supporting it, sharing it. We got lots of love and support from it. Thank you for everyone who came out to the theater release and everything like that. That was a really cool experience. All the kind words and everything like that are very well appreciated. I think with this we really went for we want to have fun with it, but we also want to put some heart and some effort into it. So I thought that it was really, really fun. A lot of serious moments, a lot of goofing off, but it wouldn't be possible without the support from all of you guys. So thank you guys. Very much appreciated. From Chad, quarterback.
Overall, it was a very interesting concept. I'm excited to I will be interested to find out if there are sequels and prequels in the future. It lends itself to that. Hades Woods lies dormant and quiet at the moment under a blanket of snow as we film this. But who knows what the summer holds.
Thank you so much for watching and enjoying Hellfire Hades Attacks the 1980s. It was so much fun just getting feedback and hearing about it. And even getting it to show in the theater and hearing people walk out and tell me how good it was and how great of a job I did. And it wasn't even just me, you know. If it wasn't for everybody involved, you know, none of this could have happened. So thank you all just so much for your support, for watching it, and feel free to just... I don't want to plug my channel because you're already on it, but there's definitely my brother's content, his band Pulp Phonics, who did all the music. Again, great job with them. Yeah, go check them out. They did all the music, and it was great. I just have nothing but unending, so much love and, you know, appreciation for all of you who have stuck around and watched and enjoyed. Or maybe even if you didn't enjoy, I appreciate that too.
Wagga Wagga Bobo. I will say this. I've never felt true fear like walking in your woods at night. Like, that was scary. Like, running into the woods with Norman, like, when you told us to keep going, I was like, oh, fuck. And it was scary.
It was a lot of fun to film. I'm editing the bloopers, and I'm going to have a lot of fun doing that. And I would love to do any future projects Will has cooking up in that brain of his.
Final thoughts. I would like to see a Hellfire Hades 2. I would like to come back. That would be a lot of fun to do again.
Even if you're dead.
Even if I'm dead. I will come back from the dead. Hellfire Hades Return of Eddie.
Bomb diggity.
I'm dead. Okay.
Well, I'd like to thank all of the production crew, everybody that was behind all the scenes that is not typically remembered. We had fun doing what we were doing as the acting, the cast for things. And I'd also like to thank Delta for their horrible flight schedule. I know the outtakes showed several minutes of airplanes, but in reality, we were probably delayed for several hours over the course of several nights because of overhead air traffic, mostly Delta. I love Delta, but, you know, hey. I just look forward to, hopefully, the next installment of Hellfire Hades to see where he attacks.
Do I remember the spell? Okay.
I remember the spell.
All right. Let me see if I can get... By fireside we call to the ones born of brimstone so menacingly, to the one who feasts on all lords and... Oh no, the lights went out! Oh no, Hellfire Hades is here!
He's here!